What would you say to convince the naysayers out there that Conor McGregor has a shot of upsetting the odds and beating Floyd Mayweather?
All right. One thing I can say is, how am I gonna put this now?
It's tricky.
What we have to realize, what we have to realize is, Floyd's going in there with a man that's used to how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna say 8 objects. Yeah, flying at him. That's 2 knees, 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 elbows, and locks as well. So that's 9 objects, 9 tools. So every time Conor gets in the ring, he's facing a man who has 9 tools to use. Yeah, against him, and he manages to rise to the top over them guys who have 9 tools. Yeah. Now they're gonna get into this boxing ring. Yeah. And he's going to face a man with 2 tools, which is just these fists. Now, if you're used to if you're used to being visual for feet, hands, knees, locks, everything, if you're used to having to be that visual and that switched on, yeah, and it's for 5 minutes at a time, yeah, when you've only got two weapons coming at you, come on, isn't that a lot easier than having like 9? If you get where I'm coming from? If you're looking for knees, hands, elbows, all of that. So bear in mind, that's how visual you've got to be in an MMA fight. But he's going into a box ring and he's just got to focus on hands.
That makes sense. That makes sense when you do the math. But do you think... Go ahead.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say, but do you think that, I mean, because Floyd has only had to focus on those 2 tools for his entire life, whereas Conor did have to focus on 9 different tools, I guess Floyd's mastery of those 2 specific tools is probably superior to Conor's mastery of those 2 superior tools. So is the deficit too big for Conor to overcome? I mean, obviously you're going to say no because, you know, you're part of Team McGregor. But is that the challenge there? Is to make sure his mastery of those 2 tools rises well enough to the occasion where he can take out Floyd?
Well, see, we have to remember Conor came from a boxing background.
True.
Conor was boxing before he was doing mixed martial arts. So, I think, if I'm totally honest, like I said, like he's came from the boxing background. I think he's already a quarter way there anyway. So, or was a quarter way there anyway, maybe even halfway there to get where he's got to today. So now he's had more than enough time to focus on 2 tools. More than enough time to learn. So if you're already halfway there, it isn't going to take much longer to get your other half. If you get where I'm coming from.
And you know, to your point, you don't necessarily have to be better at those 2 tools in order to get the win. You know?
Well. At the same time, we're saying Floyd's had these two tools. We're saying, yeah, all right, he's mastered the 2 tools, which he has. And I can't take nothing away from Floyd. I'm a major fan of Floyd, just as much as I am McGregor. But I happen to be on Team McGregor. But at the end of the day, I think like Floyd's gonna come up against a completely different style that he hasn't come up against before. We're talking. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. No. There's no tape.
And he's coming up against a man that is willing to die in that ring. And I'm just going from what the kind of attitude, not from what I've sparred and seen. I'm going from the kind of attitude and heart he has in that cage.